about what the problem is. Talk about the problem. All we're talking about sounds like a Palestine protest. Sounds like your Palestine protest.
Right.
Yeah. We should be talking about the Anchorage police and how they assault people, rape women, rape local women, shoot teenage girls, kill people. That's what they should be talking about.
That's right. What do we do? Who's free?
It just sounds ridiculous. It sounds absolutely ridiculous. This is chiming into every protest that people do that make no sense. The message is not getting out there. They should be talking about the Anchorage Police Department. That's what they should be talking about. They're talking about justice. You ain't going to get justice. Not in this town. The judges are corrupt. The attorneys are corrupt. The Anchorage Police Department is corrupt. The Soldotna Police Department is corrupt. The Kenai Police Department is corrupt. Every police department in the state of Alaska is corrupt. They file false reports. I had a cop show up, and he files a false police report. His body cam didn't match up to my body cam, and then he lies on his police report about what actually took place and who said what.
Who's free? Our streets. Who's free? Our streets. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now.
What are you going to do for it?
Our streets. Who's free? Our streets. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. Who's free? Our streets. Who's free? Our streets. That's right. Who's free? Our streets. When everything is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. Trying to think of support. Get rid of the mayor. Get rid of the mayor.
That's what's got to go. Standing up for justice, you can stand out here all you want and scream all you want. It's not going to make a difference. You need to talk about the problem. The problem is the corrupt cops going out and being trigger happy and wanting to shoot people.
We're going to stop. That's right.
Okay? So that's what we need to be talking about.
Here's a slogan.
You don't have to
You're the reason that it happened. So quit with the excuses, or it's fuck you, you fucking bitch. Such a motherfucking dick and every single time you
They need to go to jail. They need to go to jail for what they want. They lie on you. My body cam doesn't match up with the body cam, but they don't. And nothing happens. The mayor doesn't do anything. The DA doesn't do anything. Nobody will do anything. They all pay each other.
We all understand.
Sir, believe me, I more than agree with you. And not doing an oversight is part of everything that needs to be done.
Yeah,
I promise
yeah.
you that.
And that's what's got to change.
Yes.
Cops have to be accountable for what they do. That's the problem. They're not being held accountable for killing people, murdering. They're murdering
This is
people.
a conversation.
They murder people.
So
They
we're
have the
gonna get
biggest
started
serial
here in about,
rapist in the city,
I'd
in the
say,
state,
3-4
in the
minutes.
history of Alaska. Was an Anchorage
we're gonna
police
go ahead
officer.
and march.
He went
down
around
to
and got
APD
paid
headquarters.
to rape women, and the Anchorage Police Department paid him to do it.
Yeah, so, so we're gonna get started here in about 2-3 minutes. I think Billy already practiced chants with you. So as we're marching, just follow the chants that he was already speaking about.
I can do whatever you say. You guys got the wrong message. The Anchorage Police Department rape women and they murder kids. That's the problem.
No, I'm gonna have a real serious conversation.
What are you saying?
So I'm gonna explain something to you.
What do we want?
Stand in place.
When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. Who's streets? Our streets. Who's streets? Our streets.
No, everything I'm saying is 100% the truth.
Now. What do we
reason that I'm telling you that when we say civilian oversight, that's a very broad term for like everything that you're talking about. Yes, are the police held accountable? No, they're not. There have been multiple officer-involved shootings, not just what's happened now, but for decades have happened, and none of them have been charged criminally.
Right.
Now, OSP does find some officers criminally accountable, but never for officer-involved shootings. So yeah, one of the main problems is, and I don't know if you understand the process of how officer-involved shootings work, how it goes from one department to the next, but the biggest problem we have is that if you shoot somebody, that it automatically goes over to the Office of Special Prosecutions to determine if criminal charges are going to be processed.
Yeah, they're not.
And they're not going to.
There never are.
They never are. I work in victim services. I can tell you right now more than any that those are never going to be never. So the answer to that, the actual like realistic answer to that.
It's sounding like a Black Lives Matter protest is not helping. It's sounding like you're protesting for Palestine is not helping.
Well, I don't know if it
The
is.
hey, hey, ho, ho. All we want is justice. What are we going to stand up for?
So-
Start to do something.
Sir, let me tell you something. I've been doing this for 4 years. I work full time. I have 3 kids. I was making this. You want to talk about something that's doing something? I am. And then I went to work at
Yeah, I believe it.
and then I got off of
But
work
the
and came here.
message
So
is-
I don't appreciate that.
You don't have to. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. It just sounds too generic.
So I get what you're saying. I totally agree. There is a problem when it comes to what happens with officers.
The cops lie.
Absolutely.
The cops are corrupt. The cops kill innocent people, and they rape and keep them in.
Yes, I don't disagree. And they're held accountable.
Yeah.
And you want to know the only official way that that can change? Because it's not going to be the prosecution that's going to do the change. It's not going to be. It's not the state's best interest to criminally prosecute people. Yeah. So, like, logical action that, and many other states have done. So this isn't a new concept. Civilian oversight, independent police is something that many, many other states and cities have, and that's relating to it.
Who's street? Our street! Who's street? Our street! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
It's just the way you guys do it.
Justice! When do we want it? Now! Who's street? Our street! Who's street? Our street! When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do? Stand up, fight back! When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do? Stand up, fight back! Who's street? Our street! Who's street? Our street! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! Who's street? Our street! Who's street? Our street! Who's street? Our street! Who's street? Our street!
Trust me.
Who's street? Our street! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! Who's street? Our street! Who's street? Our street! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do? Stand up, fight back! When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do? Stand up, fight back! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do you want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! Who's street? Our street! Who's street? Our street! When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do? Stand up, fight back! When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do? Stand up, fight back! Who's street? Our street! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! Who's street? Our street! Who's street? Our street! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do? Stand up, fight back! When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do? Stand up, fight back! This is whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! Whose street? Our street! Whose street? Our streets! When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do? Stand up, fight back! When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do? Stand up, fight back! This is whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! Whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do? Stand up, fight back. When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do? Stand up, fight back. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do? Stand up, fight back.
Fucking fire.
Hello.
Alright.
This one's not working? Alright, this is good now. Hi, my name's Michael. I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation Anchorage. I want to thank everyone for being here. What do we want? Justice! 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 When do we want it? Now! So, PSO Anchorage, we have been working on civilian oversight since 2020. We have been demanding that the city deploy body cameras on police. We've asked the city to change the body cam policy for years, and we've asked that's a firework. And we've asked that they create an independent police review board. The only thing that is going to solve this crisis of police shootings is that we have to have civilian oversight. And civilian oversight means that it is the residents and the citizens of this city that oversight APD. That we look at what they do, we investigate what their policies are, we investigate when they hurt somebody, we investigate when they kill somebody, and we hold them accountable. Because as it is right now, they hold themselves accountable. Nobody holds APD accountable besides APD. I do want to give a little bit of an education when it comes to what oversight looks like right now. So when APD kills somebody, they collect evidence, and then they give it to the Office of Special Prosecutions, which is a state agency. It's part of the Department of Law. But do you know, OSP does not actually collect evidence. They use whatever evidence APD gives them. So the people who killed somebody get to decide what the evidence is. And then on top of that, when you look at OSP, they have never criminally charged an officer with found them criminally liable for killing. And even the state troopers that they charged with assault yesterday, that is the lowest level of assault you can charge somebody with. They tased that man, they attacked him with a dog, they put him in the hospital, and they charged those troopers with a misdemeanor. If anybody else in here attacks somebody with a dog, tase them, broke their shoulder, put them in the hospital, that is a felony, and you would be going to prison.
That's right.
Nobody here controls the police, but police control themselves. And then what happens is you have these politicians, Democrats, Republicans, it doesn't matter, who are vying for the police union endorsement, which I don't know how many of you saw the police union statement today. Do you know what the president of the police union said of the 6 officer involved shootings in the last 3 months? He said, in tragedy, there's an opportunity.
Would you like a story?
No, one second, sorry.
Like here, I was.
No, I'm sorry, one second. And so,
I was telling you, I was shot by state troopers. No, I was shot by state troopers.
So, what we need to do is that we need to keep demanding civilian oversight. Yesterday, when France and Chief Case gave you a proposal for oversight, everything that they described is what an independent police review board does. They are so scared of an independent police review board, they will do everything they can not to have it, because the minute we actually have an independent police review board and people who live in the city have the opportunity to actually look at what the police do, it's over. Because we're seeing it right now.
Even including battle.
Yes, all over this state. Law enforcement gets away from killing people all of the time.
Yeah.
And so we have to stay strong. We have to organize with families. We have to reach out to communities. And we cannot let them try to feed us with basically crumbs of nonsense that yesterday the mayor said, oh, we need to have a conversation. We've been having the conversation for the last 4 years. She just hasn't decided to participate until now. And not because she wants to, because she's been forced to. You had 6 police shootings, and the mayor didn't come out and say anything until yesterday because they killed a child. That's it. These people are cowards. They don't care about us. We're going to Because when she's up for election in 3 years, good luck. If you want to have harmonious meetings at the assembly, work sessions, whatever, you better start doing some damn things fast. We would shut this city down. And I just want to end, because we're going to go into March, I just want to end with this. A lot of people have been saying in the press, in the news, it's not okay to be angry. It is absolutely okay to be angry.
That's right.
If the government, your local government has shot 6 people and killed 4 of them, including a child. The most reasonable thing to do is to be angry right now. Not only is it the most reasonable thing to do, you have a civic duty to be angry right now. Not only is it a civic duty to be angry, you have a moral obligation to be angry.
Yeah.
They killed a child, they're killing us. They don't get to do that without a consequence. That is the consequence is that we get an independent police review board, non-negotiable, nothing less. What do we want?
Justice.
Where do we want it?
Now.
Where do we want it?
Justice.
Where do we want it?
Now.
All right, so I have to give a little safety brief before we go to March. If when you go on the street, if you're talking about and they're upset, just apologize and say, I'm sorry for the inconvenience, we'll be out of your way soon. Do you have a chance? So the other thing is too, we need to stay together for safety, and also we're not here to start arguments with anybody. We're here to send a message to the city and APD. We're here to send a message of solidarity with all of the families, and we're here to tell APD no more killings. Enough is enough. We're done. No more killings. This is not negotiable. We're not doing this anymore.
Who's doing that?
The police. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do a march here pretty shortly, okay? So we're going to give it about 5 minutes. If you don't have a sign, please grab a sign. We need some people to grab some banners. Thank you.
I just have a question. Do you know the names of the? Can I get you real quick? Do you know the names of the? Real quick. Do you know the names of the victims? The 6 victims.
Chris Handy. Tyler May. Oh man, there's so many. I'm losing. I'm forgetting the names.
Bro, it's been going on so long.
So I know the ones we've been working with: Chris Handy's family, Tyler May's family, obviously Easter at Laifa. There was Caleb Brodowski, but he was charged with homicide. And then there was her last name was Blair.
Okay.
I've been doing this. I'm like so drained, but I can't remember.
Before we leave, I'll give you a card, bro.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now.
Thank you. Hey, where'd you guys get your wagon at? Costco.
I am John Christian Kehoe. I'm on Facebook running for the president of these United States.
Let's start going up on the street over here. This way. Over here, everyone. Follow me.
Yeah. I am a new teacher.
Grab the sign.
No. Oh, I'm running for president. I'm trying to lead you guys.
What do we want? We're gonna wait for the cars to go. That's what we want.
I'm on Facebook. My name is John Kehoe. I am running for new president of the United States.
Tired of the cops murdering people.
Even before we go. No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Why is it That's a new one. I say the madness has to stop. You don't say no more killer cops. The madness has to stop.
No more killer cops.
The madness has to stop.
No more killer cops.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
The madness has to stop.
No more killer cops.
Look at the end of that one. The madness has to stop.
No more killer cops.
Whose street?
Our streets.
Whose street?
Our streets.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
The madness has to stop.
No more killer cops.
There's a rhythm to that one. Yeah, fuck the police. All right. What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do you do when Anchorage is under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
What do you do when Anchorage is under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it? Thank you. Right. Take it right. What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Whose street?
Our streets.
Whose street?
Our streets.
Let's make sure not walking too fast. Whose street? What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it? What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
The madness has to stop.
No more killer cops.
The madness has to stop. The madness has to stop.
No more killer cops.
It's an Anchorage is under attack. What do you do?
Fight back.
When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Whose street?
Our streets.
Whose street?
Our streets.
When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do?
Stand up, fight back.
When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do?
Stand up, fight back.
The madness has to stop.
No more killer cops.
The madness has to stop.
No more killer cops.
What do we do when Anchorage is under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do when Anchorage is under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Whose street?
Our streets.
Whose street?
Our streets.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Whose street?
Our streets.
Whose street?
Our streets.
When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do?
Stand up, fight back.
When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do?
Stand up, fight back.
Whose street?
Our streets.
Whose street?
Our streets.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Whose street?
Our streets.
Whose street?
Our streets.
When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do?
Stand up, fight back.
When Anchorage is under attack, what do you do?
Stand up, fight back.
What Cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These federal cops have got to go. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? Now. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? Now. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? Now.
Civil Rights. So, again, my name is Michael. I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation in Anchorage. The police have shot 6 people in 3 months here in Anchorage. This is for all the tourists, so you can go back and tell them what happened here. Anchorage has the highest per capita of police killings in the country now. They killed a 16-year-old child on Monday. They killed a 16-year-old child on Monday.
Easter Leafa.
Say her name.
Easter Leafa. They killed Chris Handy on May 13th, and then they have the audacity to tell us that the police are the victims because they have the burden of taking a life. What about the community? How do we feel about it?
Yeah.
How do we feel about it?
Yes.
It's okay to be angry. It is your responsibility to be angry. I want to introduce my very good friend whose brother was killed in 2019, Bashar Hassan. Ahmed, if you want to speak.
Justice for Bashar.
What's up, bro? Hey, what's going on? Good to see you.
You see this building? This is where they promote killing of innocent lives. They killed 150 in this state. 150 people. None of those get justice. So they promoting violence. They killing people. They just frozen the videos. They targeting innocent lives, mentally ill people, kids, and they're making, families suffer. So this is where the corruption, rampant corruption, there's a trend, there's a chain of corruption. So unless, power abuse, so unless they're accountable with their action, Anchorage will never be a safe place. So if we can, we'll request the Justice Department. We need also a community, civilian oversight, an independent investigation board to investigate those corrupted people, those killers. So they're not above the law. They're breaking the law. They're corrupting. They're freezing the videos. They just involved in money. They're using the public money to corrupt. That's what happened to my brother. My brother Bashar was mentally ill. They killed and shot 21 times. He never committed any crime. And then they frozen. We have all the evidence. They corrupted. They just frozen the videos. They've been gagging. They've been asking money for ransom. We paid $5,500. You see the body. Right now we have footage. The body in the police. We've been fighting for the last 5 years. Nothing comes, just like a joke. So Anchorage people need to fight. We need the Justice Department, the FBI, and the Justice and the Community Oversight and Independent Review Board to investigate those killers. They're not above the law. They're killing people. They're hiding everything, all the evidence. So you see, they killed 16-year-old kid. So they're cowards. They're cowards promoting Anchorage and Alaska. Right now will submit appeal. There's this image for unsafe place, especially people who are minority. They suffer more than anybody else. They're a bunch of racist cops. They are just train of corruption happening in this state. So they need to be accountable. They need to go to jail. They need to be investigated. And then the Justice Department should involve. Because this is not okay. We see every day a 90-year-old mom crying. You see kids dying. You see members of our community are dying every minute. We can't watch. We're not scared. They're cowards. They come kill people. They don't come to save lives. They don't come to, they're promoting violence in this city. So they are not above the law. You're not going to go away with all those people. You kill 150 people in this state. And none of those officers has been judged for their crimes. Because they are the one killing and they are the one doing the job. So whether you just come and make a crocodile tears and then try to lure and just try to, make imitate that you are sorry. You're not sorry. You're just promoting. You're not sending the right people to investigate these cases. My brother case has been corrupted. He's been killed. He's mentally ill person. He never committed any crime. None of you, don't know. They gagged my family. We've been fighting. They never use the video evidence. They corrupted all this. You can kill me. You can put me in jail, but you cannot just oppress me. You can't oppress people. We're not scared to die. We're not scared to fight. So thank everybody. We appreciate it. We will continue. 1,000 days. Justice for Bashar!
Justice for Bashar!
Justice for Bashar! Justice for Bashar! Justice for Bashar! So I just want to tell you what our demands are. PSL Anchorage is demanding that the Department of Justice investigate the Anchorage Police Department. That is the third party that we need to look at what's happening with the police. It is not normal to shoot 6 people in 3 months. It is not normal to kill 4 people in 3 months. It is not normal to kill a 16-year-old child. That's not normal. It's not normal for a mayor to wait after the 6th shooting to say something, as if she's reading from a script that she just saw when she got there. It's not normal. This is not normal. Mayor LaFrance, the only thing she said that was right is that we cannot accept this as the new normal, and we are not going to accept it as the new normal. Not only do we want the Department of Justice to investigate the Anchorage Police Department, we demand the creation of an independent police review board that has the authority to subpoena, that has the authority to investigate shootings and beatings and criminal misconduct, and has the ability to refer criminal complaints to the Office of Special Prosecution.
Amen.
We are not playing anymore. When you kill a child, that's it. No more. No more killings. No, you're out of time. That's it. And I want to introduce one more person. Cynthia, she's also a member of the Party for Socialism and Liberation. She's also a victims' rights advocate, and she's also my wife, full disclaimer. But this is Cynthia.
Go, Cynthia.
Oh, got a fan. No, everything that's been said so far is 100% accurate. And I want to just kind of give an oversight of how long PSL has been doing this. And we're going over 4 years now. So this string of shootings that's happened over the last 3 months is not the first string of shootings that we've had here in the Anchorage municipality. There have been many more. And in fact, this is not the first child that they've shot either. Within the last 5 to 6 years, they shot another child and killed that child. And they were not held criminally responsible. So I'm going to tell you right now, the reality of the situation is that even though this city is incredibly angry about what happened to Esther, we've already seen as a community what happens when a child is killed here by APD. And that is that there will be no criminal charges. And I'm going to tell you exactly why there's not going to be criminal charges. Because I don't think people are actually really educated in how this process works, and we need to be as a community. Because it's not going to get better until we actually know what is happening and know how we can actually address it. The reality here is that if an officer, law enforcement officer within anywhere in the state of Alaska shoots you, whether you live or you die, you are not considered an innocent victim. You are considered a non-innocent victim. And when I say that, I'm talking about in terms of victim services. I'm talking about how the state refers to you. I'm talking about how you cannot get funding the way that other traditional victims can get funding. That's just the reality. You are not seen as a regular victim. You are not seen as, your family is not seen as surviving family members of a homicide. That's our reality. And it starts with APD and how they are corrupt and don't collect evidence correctly, don't do their job correctly, and quite frankly, don't care about killing the people in this community, and we've seen it quite clearly. And then it goes on to the Office of Special Prosecutions, whose sole job it is to look at the evidence that APD presents to them, that hands over to them, which, by the way, they're supposed to be giving all of the evidence over to OSP, which does not always happen. And most people don't realize that either. You have to actually, the only people that actually probably realize it is either if you are working within the system yourself and you see it and you're dealing with victims, or if you are unfortunate enough to be a surviving family member that has to see how that process works out. So once OSP gets that information, organization gets all the evidence that they are supposedly supposed to get, which I tell you right now, they do not get everything. Then OSP decides that criminal charges are going to happen. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, they're not. They're not. And the reason is because we have 2 laws in this state that cover law enforcement officers. Now, like I said, not just in Anchorage, that's the whole entirety of the state. So we're talking APD, we're talking troopers, all law enforcement. They have a state law and they have the qualified immunity law that we all, have heard about, and many other states and cities have. So that's why you are not going to ever see a law enforcement officer prosecuted for the killing or shooting of a victim. You're not. And the conversation that we see right now with Mayor LaFrance and APD and them pretending and acting like they're going to do something, that's not reality. What you're going to see is that they're just prolonging the inevitable, which will be that OSP finds these officers not guilty of any criminal misconduct. Okay? Not guilty. That's what we're going to see. And by that point, unfortunately, families have been so just screwed over that they don't have many other avenues by that point. That's a fact of this situation. So, as an advocate, one of the things that I really promote is that you work with an actual advocate of victim services. Now, traditional victim service organizations here cannot help you, and it's not because they don't want to, it's not because their advocates don't want to help you, it's because they cannot due to funding, all right? And I just want to make that clear because I think there's a really large misconception that you can go to one of the normal victim service organizations, and get assistance. When they tell you, no, we can't help you, it's not because they don't care. It's not because those advocates don't care about your family. It is purely because they literally cannot do it. It's not within their job. It's not allowed within their job. All right. So then, at that point, the only avenue these families have is civil justice, which means civilly suing the state or the municipality, which I think we've already seen a couple of those cases happen. So that's where I say you need to immediately get in contact with somebody who understands true victim services, that is willing to go outside of the box of what traditional victim services are to help you navigate the situation so that an attorney will take that case, so that you actually can possibly get justice for that family member. Because otherwise, you most likely won't. I can tell you right now, you're not going to get criminal justice. That's not going to happen. You're probably not going to, they're going to tell you in the OSP report, they found them not criminally liable for whatever reason they decide. The minute that they say they felt they were in danger, the minute they say that they felt other people's safety was in danger, that's all they need to say. That's it. That's all law enforcement needs to say. Lastly, when we talk about the internal affairs, going in and investigating, that is like your HR department, all right? Going in and going to look at the procedures of your work if you violated policy. What happens to HR policy in the office? You violate policy. You get fired. Maybe we get fired. Maybe we get suspended, right? But you know what doesn't happen? You don't face any criminal charges. So there will be no criminal charges from internal affairs. Okay, and then that is after APD has passed over the evidence. That is after OSP has come out with their report, and then that's the you're talking about. Streams of process is already going through. And now internal affairs is going to decide if these officers get to stay on the street or not. And I'm going to tell you right now, more than likely, they get to stay on the street. I think we've already seen at least one officer in this string of shootings got to stay on the street because then he went and shot a second person. So the idea that the mayor and the chief of police and all the municipalities here is going to make these big changes, that's not true. They're lying to you. Do not believe it. Because if they actually cared about what was happening, they would have been doing something. Because the chief of police is not new as being in this department. He has been the deputy chief for many, many years. Mayor LaFrance has been on the assembly for many, many years. This isn't a new situation to them. They're well aware of what the problem is. They do not care. What they care about is getting reelected. What they care about is getting to stay in their position. somebody who calls himself an advocate, not somebody who, says, I understand this process. It is a very unique profession to be able to help them down this. And once that little time frame is gone, you're not going to be able to have a civil case. That's the only justice these families will possibly get is civil justice.
Not enough.
And it is not enough. It is not enough.
I was inspired. It's not enough. And I think we all need to be asking ourselves, like, of course, we want a civilian oversight board, we want an advocacy board. We know for a fucking fact this city is never going to do the right thing unless their hands are tied. They're forced to do it. Their jobs are taken away. They don't have a job. I don't know what's going to take. I do know that we need to ask ourselves, when is enough enough? What am I doing to go forward? I think everyone here is doing a great thing by coming to this protest, but protests alone are unfortunately not going to save lives. We need to get organized. We need to have the station and that's not an easy thing to do. I've been organizing myself for several years. I'm not really a legal person, but I think it's important to be organized. So that's what I ask everyone to do. You need to find, it doesn't have to join PSL. I think we're pretty good. I'm biased, but you can do something else. Like the police and the people who are meant to be our protectors, they're meant to be the watchers of us. They don't do a damn thing. So we need to do it ourselves, or we need to figure out how to do it ourselves. We need to be figuring out, what can I do to make my community safer? And I think part of that is just checking on your friends and making that community. But more than that, let's educate ourselves. What have other cities done to maybe fix this problem? Of course, we know the police are an inherently racist organization. They're basically a fascist gang that we're forced to kill. But until the day comes that we can tell them to fuck off, which I can't wait to see. What we can do right now to make people safer. What can we do every day?
You missed.
Sorry?
No.
He doesn't like the environment very much, I guess. I don't have a lot else to say.
It's actually
but
PD.
Just ask yourself, what else can I do? And I'm not putting down one protest, I love them. What else can I do for the community? What else can I be doing? Set a goal for yourself. That's all I want to say.
All right, we're going to march back to Town Square Park and then we'll conclude. But thank you, everybody, for being here. We're going to give ourselves like 30 seconds to catch our breath, and then we're going to go back to march, and then it will be done shortly. What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These killer cops have got to go!
Hey, ho, ho! These killer cops have got to go!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
These killer cops have got to go!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
These killer cops have got to go!
Let's go march. Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
These killer cops have got to go!
Hey, hey!
These killer cops have got to go!
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it?
Didn't mean you, bro.
Oh, yeah. No, I couldn't recognize the video. Oh, you saw it? Oh, thanks, bro.
Want the courthouse?
Oh, which one?
The black guy?
Oh,
The courthouse?
that was hilarious.
That's epic, bro.
I know. Yeah, I just started this year, so
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
4 months ago.
I did a video on you.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, thank you so much. Dude, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
man.
Oh my God, dude.
That's probably why your subscribers went up.
That probably is. Yeah, it is.
These killer cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These killer cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These killer cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
When do we want it?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Hey, hey!
Ho, ho! These killer cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These killer cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These killer cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These killer cops have got to go! These killer cops have got to go. Hey, hey. These killer cops have got to go. No justice. No peace. No peace.
No racist.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
No peace. Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
Did you see that one video of the officer he shot me?
Killer cops have got to go.
The security guard?
No, it was a police officer.
No,
Yeah,
I did
it's
not see that.
No, it's a new video I posted. No, I was
No
like,
shit.
I was like, yes, sir. And he grabbed me, man. And this was no like push. This was like a, well,
Hey, hey guys. Look who I ran into.
Alaska Audits right
What's up,
here.
guys?
Yep. I had no idea he reviewed my channel. I was like,
You guys recognize somebody? He's the video I did at the courthouse. Check it out. Check his channel out. Plug yourself. What's your channel?
Alaska Audits.
Check him out, guys.
Yeah.
I'm live.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's what's up.
I've been live this whole time.
That's a,
Or else I'd be talking to you.
oh, yeah, no, I don't want to talk too much.
No, we're good, bro. We're good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I can file a lawsuit against him, though.
You need to be at the courthouse August 19th.
What's going on?
For my fucking court hearing
Oh,
at 1:30.
yes. My phone died. Dude, yeah, I'll show up to that. August 19th.
At 1:30.
Wait, that's almost here.
It's on my channel. Go to my channel, my community
Okay,
page.
so when I go in there, I'm not allowed to record, as I know. So,
Well, come in there and just show yourself. You know what I mean?
is it going to be at the Nesbitt?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, don't matter. I'll be cool. Okay, so 19. Okay, I'll look at your channel.
So once again, thank you everybody for coming out today. We're with the Party for Socialism and Liberation Anchorage on Labor Day, September 2nd. We will have another protest on Labor Day demanding civilian oversight. We will also have on September 14th an education session on what police review boards are. So thank you everybody. Have a good night. Stay safe. And remember, keep each other safe. Thank you. If you have a phone, copy your phone.
signs back there. It's very hard to read.
All right, guys. Let me flip this around here. All right. I'm gonna close it down.
Community here in Anchorage that we care about them. Thank you.
Quit selling our children to fucking white people so they can get money from fucking state of Alaska. Fuck you
All right, guys. Do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.
It's true. There's a money grab.
But I better go.
All of it.
Tomorrow.